People were deeply suspicious of it. When I started writing in the 1960s, English wasn't supposed to be part of our literary environment. We were 15, 20 years into independence. Now, I was born in 47, so I was born in the year of independence. So at 16, when I was 16, those 15 or 20 years, or 16 or 17 years, I think, that had been given to English, when English was, the whole role of English in India was supposed to be reassessed, and the language was supposed to be on its way out, and it would have been replaced by Indian languages, especially Hindi, which would have become the dominant language. But just as that was happening, people were telling me, since I come from a Hindi-speaking area, that why do you write in English? The language is going to, English is, no one is going to write that in that language anymore, or use that language. I think at that moment Nehru stepped in, and he said that no, we will continue with English for the foreseeable future, because the south of India had revolted. They said that Hindi is not going to be thrust on us. So there were what have been called the language wars. The south refused to accept Hindi, and which is why Nehru said, we will let us continue with English. So English, so when we started writing in English, there was a history of writing in English for about 150 years, but the literature itself was supposed to be on its way out. But 70s and 80s, and very slowly it kind of came back, and now more and more people are have started writing in English, so much so that the other languages feel slightly threatened by the dominance of English. The other change has been that we have become more conscious of our own literary past. In the 1960s, there was hardly any history of Indian literature in English. Perhaps there was none in the 50s and 60s. So the first literary histories also started happening in the 1970s. So that at least they may not have been very good literary histories, but at least they got the books and the dates and the chronology. So now people are more conscious of that, of the 19th century especially, and the early 20th century.